Hey there, magical beings! Welcome to another episode of Magic Manifesting with Mia. It is I, your favorite spiritual manifestation coach, Mia. Spiritual literally meaning that I use spirituality and witchcraft to help me manifest my dreams, and I can help you do that too. Using my unique approach towards spirituality and manifestation, I have manifested my ex in 2 days, which you can find the free guide in the description. Weight loss, physical appearance change, celebrities, money, and anything you can think of. I am going live every Thursday and Saturday for a specific person and general manifestation Q&A, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you won't miss every time I'm going live. And if you want your question answered in a video form, make sure to either comment it down below or the Google Docs that I have made, and I'll make sure to answer all your questions. Now, today I wanted to touch on a subject that has happened to literally anyone who has manifested or has been trying to manifest, and that is getting triggered while manifesting and what you can do to prevent it. And now this is, I'm not gonna be the one to feed you the lies of like, oh, I never get triggered. I am the most amazing manifestation coach that makes no fucking mistakes and never gets triggered, and she doesn't have any emotions. Right? No. I don't. I wish I did. But I'm not. I'm literally human. And so are you. You know, we've all been there. Someone says something that pushes our buttons. If you're like manifesting, maybe your 3D, which is your reality, is showing you the opposite of what you're manifesting. And even if you're not manifesting, someone does something, says something that literally gets to us. Either triggers us, gets on our nerves, whatever. We've all been there, we've all done that. Now, it's okay to get triggered, right? We all have our emotions, and in manifestation terms, we are God in a human body, right? So we will experience emotions, feelings, right? We cannot help that. But what is not okay is when you keep feeding those triggers, when you keep replaying those narratives again and again and again and again. You know, those narratives could be like, oh, you know what, they don't get it, I know better, how could they have done this to me, whatever. And I will give you some personal examples as to how you keep feeding your triggers. It creates more triggers and it sends you down a loophole of triggers. Trigger after trigger after trigger, and then I'm gonna have a stroke. I have this best friend, right? And needless to say, the past year had been hard for the both of us. But the thing is, she kept falling into a victim mindset, how everything is happening to her and she was always triggered. And by her getting triggered and me trying to help her, I was getting triggered to the point where it reached that I couldn't get close to her, that I had to walk on eggshells, and other stuff that happened that literally made me not want to talk to her anymore, because I felt like I was her punching bag. So obviously, her being my best friend in the whole wide world, that triggered the shit out of me. So I was saying to myself, like, how could she have done this to me? Who does she think I am? Does she think I'm always gonna be around? And she should be treating me better? So, do you kind of see already where this is going? I was getting these inside thoughts, these inside conversations. Just keep feeding that trigger of how she hurt me. And because I kept feeding that trigger, then at some point I went to work, right? But obviously, me being the professional that I am, I didn't let my trigger so, or that I was being emotional so. I'm a fucking professional, so I went and did my job. Now though, something happened at that job that created an extra trigger for me, and I was like, hell to the fucking no. So at that moment, because I realized I was getting triggered by everything just because I was being triggered by this one thing and I could not stop the vicious cycle of just the triggering thoughts, right? The negative self-talk, the negative conversation. I realized that I needed to do something about it. And that is, I chose to break free of that cycle of triggers. Instead of reacting like most people would, and be acting like they don't fucking know, they are not doing this job, I'm so much better, how dare they tell me how to do my job? I was like, no. I said to myself, I won't go home and cry about it, but what I will do is go home, sit with it, and see how I can grow. Meaning, I could have let that ruin my day. I could have. But I literally did exactly as I said. I went home that day and I did a deep dive on myself and what I wanted from my fucking life. Did it kind of hurt? Yes, it fucking did. But so what? So what? Picture this. You're a curious kid, right? And you see this red hot stove burning. And because you're curious, you want to go touch it. It's like, oh, is this nice red? Why is it so red? Let me touch it. But your mom says what you're about to do and she yells at you to not fucking touch that stove. Now, at this moment, you have two options, right? You will either not touch it, or you will. Either way. And if you choose the latter, you still have two options. And that is not touch it again, so you'll get rid of any fucking burn and pain in the long run and in the future. Or you can be like, well, fuck you, mom. You don't tell me what to do, and if I want to touch that fucking stove again, I will fucking touch it. And then you'll touch it again. And you're gonna get burned again. But then you're like, oh, whatever, I can't fucking tell me what to do. Your triggers are like that burning stove, right? They hurt. And it's okay to feel those emotions. But here's the catch. If you keep entertaining those triggers, it's like you repeatedly putting your hand on the fucking stove while it's burning, obviously. And then because you are touching it, you blame everyone else around you because you touched the burning stove and you got hurt. The more you keep touching the metaphorical stove, the more you keep getting burned, the more you keep getting triggered. The more you entertain those triggers, the more you get triggered. It's a vicious cycle, and once you start, it's not easy to fucking stop. So, at that moment, I want you, you know what? If you want to fucking cry about it, go cry about it. If you want to fucking scream, go fucking scream. When I'm at least in physical pain, I sing. I don't know why. That's what comes up, right? Do what you need to do. Feel that without reacting. Okay? Feel that, and then let that metaphorical stove cool down. And then if you need to react, you will react, and you'll see how the reaction will be different. Another way that you can think of it. Think of those triggers as a monster, right? No one likes monsters, they're fucking scary. And those monsters feed off those triggers. So the more you keep feeding the triggers to it, the bigger it becomes. So instead of letting it get bigger and bigger and bigger, that's what it said, and letting it eat you alive, why not starve that monster? Starve it and don't let it run you around and do whatever the hell it wants with you. And before anyone starts, no, I'm not talking about PTSD, right? PTSD is different, right? You can still work on it, but PTSD is different. Before anyone starts, because I know there's gonna be people. Remember, it's perfectly okay to feel those emotions. But if you're determined to transform your life and get your fucking manifestation, starve that fucking monster. So next time you feel triggered, ask yourself, am I gonna touch that burning stove or am I gonna let it cool down? The choice is yours. Now, if you have any questions regarding this video or any others, then make sure to comment them all down below because I'm answering every single one of you. And make sure to like and share if you found this valuable, because that actually helps us grow. Until next time, be good and remember, you are the master of your own mind. Bye.